Bonjour, Ohio gozaimasu, and a very good morning, delegates. We often speak about world diplomacy, but we should also know that world diplomacy follows rules and procedural conventions. Now, when it comes to South Indian Model United Nations, we are using the United Nations Association, United States of America Rules of Procedure. Right? Now, at a Model UN conference, it's always about debating and making sure that you are in line with your committee members. There are two types of debating when it comes to our MUN. The first type of debate is the formal debate, and the second type of debate is the informal debate. Under formal debate, we have the general speakers list and the special speakers list. The speakers list is a list maintained by the executive board. So, when you want to debate in the formal debate, what you are expected to do as a delegate is raise your country's placard and wait until the executive board recognizes you. The executive board will note down your country's name once it has recognized you. The difference between the general speakers list and the special speakers list is that the general speakers list exists throughout the 3 days of the committee. The special speakers list, however, would be only applicable when a crisis has been introduced in your committee. So, moving on to informal debate, we have two types of caucuses. The first caucus is the moderated caucus, and as the word itself says, it's moderated by the executive board. What you would be doing in a moderated caucus is that you will be discussing and debating under one specific topic for a very limited time period. Compared to the GSL, GSL does not have the total time period of the debate. However, the moderated caucus is restricted to the delegates and the committee's wish. The second type of informal debate is the unmoderated caucus. Here is when delegates can freely move around the committee hall and discuss with their fellow delegates about the agenda and how they should proceed. This is a great time for lobbying, and at some points the chairs might be observing you and might grade you for the way you have lobbied during the unmoderated caucuses. I'm standing here speaking about different types of debates, but how are we supposed to raise this debate in the committee hall? So the way we raise a debate or the way we function in the debate session is by using points and motion. There is a certain way that debate would function, and they will be focused by points and motions. And right now, the charge d'affaires would come and explain how points and motions would function in a debate.
So when the delegate wishes to express a point in a formal debate, delegate must use certain points, and they are as follows: point of personal privilege, point of order, point of information, and point of parliamentary inquiry. The delegate must raise a point of personal privilege when he or she faces physical discomfort, such as if the delegate wants to use the restroom, or if the delegate wants to drink water, or if the delegate wants to switch on or off the air conditioner. And the second point is the point of order. Point of order is raised when the delegate finds a factual inaccuracy in another delegate's speech. Delegate must raise a point of information when he or she has to clarify something with the other delegate's speech. It can be asking questions and all. The delegate must raise a point of parliamentary inquiry when he or she has something to clarify with the EB about the committee proceedings. So here is a specific way the delegates must raise a point.
And dear delegates, is the conclusion of my speech. Vladimir Putin, the American president, cannot be treated as a frivolous man.
Point of order. The delegate had mentioned that the President of the United States as Vladimir Putin, which is actually inaccurate. It is actually not genuine.
Point of personal privilege, the delegate would like to use the restroom, please.
The Director of Administration would address the different types of motion.
So the delegate has a couple ways in which he can help direct the flow of the debate in the committee itself, and these are called motions. The first type is called the suspension of debate, and it is of two types, model and unmodel. So the delegate can wish to call for a model caucus on a specific topic for a certain period of time, and can do so for an unmoderated caucus as well. To raise such a motion, here's what we do.
The delegate of Japan would like to suspend formal debate and move it to a moderated caucus for the total time period of 20 minutes and individual speaker's time of 60 seconds on the topic Ukraine crisis.
The delegate may wish to pass a motion to table debate. That means to close the current topic under discussion and to start a new one. He may also wish to put forth a motion of the closure of the debate, which would officially end the debate altogether and would indicate the time to which to submit your draft resolutions. Finally, the delegate may also pass a motion of adjournment of the meeting, which is the complete end of the meeting and signifies the adjournment of the committee itself. Now, the Deputy Secretary General will explain the voting procedures.
Fellow secretariat members have explained what a motion and a point is. I will be explaining the method of decision when a delegate faces a point for a motion in the committee. So when it comes to a motion, there must be a simple majority voting that is required. The simple majority of the voting is the total committee delegate number divided by 2 plus 1. For example, in a committee of 10, the total committee delegate number is 10. So you divide it by 2, which is 5, and then you add 1. So the simple majority voting would be 6. So if in case you are raising a motion in a committee, it requires a simple majority. However, when it comes to points, you would not require a voting from the delegates. However, it requires a recognition from the executive board. So when a motion is raised and it goes into voting, the chair would request the delegates on the voting. So if you are agreeing, you raise your placard, and if you're not, you put your placard down. The chair would also ask for further clarification on the delegates who would disapprove the motion. Now, when we follow points and motions, there is a specific priority to points and motions. The first most priority is given to personal privilege, and after that, order. And after that, it's given to parliamentary inquiry, after which information. And when it comes to motions, motion to suspend debate is given utmost priority, after which table debate, after which closure of debate, and adjournment of meeting. For example, when a delegate raises a motion to close debate and another delegate raises a point of personal privilege, the chair would only recognize the delegate who has raised the personal privilege and not the delegate who has raised the motion to close debate. Apart from raising a motion and a point, when a crisis has been introduced to you, you can move your formal debate from general speakers list to special speakers list. So now I'll be explaining you the limitations in a debate. The first limitation would be the speaking time. So in a moderated caucus, the delegate is restricted to speak up to 60 seconds. However, in a general speakers list or a special speakers list, the delegate can speak until 90 seconds. In case the delegates in a committee unanimously feel that the speaking time in a committee should be reached, the delegates can raise a motion to increase the speaker's time to 1 hour. However, if you're not using completely of your time, then this is what you can do. You can yield your. So there are the different types of yields. The first type of yield is to another delegate. When you have time remaining in your speakers list, you may wish to yield it to another delegate who might use this time to convey his or her speech to. The second type of yield is to questions. When you feel like your speech might have raised few questions in the committee, you may always yield it to questions which the executive board would recognize delegates for your questions. When you feel like your speech might have raised few comments, then you may always yield it to comments. By this way, delegates will be able to comment on your speech and the way you will speak. The fourth type of yield is yield to executive board. When you could not make any decisions on these three yields, then you may choose to give it to the executive board and they may use it for committee proceedings. And that is the conclusion of my speech. Thank you, delegates.
Delegate, you have 30 seconds for how do you like to yield it?
I wish to yield my time to questions.